I've been wanting to do this for a while now. Over the past few years, I have played through all the mainline Silent Hill games and all the mainline Resident Evil games. In fact, Resident Evil is where I started doing my, like, legitimate streaming nonsense. And I've been wanting to do this little, like, tier list of my experience so far with these games. You know, two juggernauts of the survival horror franchise. And just kind of, you know, reminisce a little bit and just go back. There's a lot to go through though. Like, I'm warning you guys, this is probably gonna be the majority of the stream. So let's... God, where do we start with this? There's so many of them. There's some like buried underneath these ones too. Should we just do it in any order, or should we go through like one franchise and then the next? In like order, I guess. That probably sounds like a good idea. Yeah, alright. Wow! Free cheap viewers on Streambo! Holy shit! That's crazy! Release year. Oh god, I have to pull up a fucking... Hang on. So, in that case, we are starting off with... Resident Evil. Where are you? There you are. Resident Evil. Thank you, Donko. I appreciate that. We're talking about the granddaddy of, like... Well, no, I guess not the granddaddy, but the impetus of, like, the modern survival horror game. Because you had, like, a couple other ones before this one. You had fucking... Alone in the Dark, and you had, what's the one that was, like, Home Sweet Home, I think is what it was called, for, like, the fucking NES and shit like that. Here's the thing, okay? Do I like Resident Evil 1? Yes. It's a very good game. Are there better ones after it? Yes. It's a little rough, but it's weird though, because like a lot of like, not a whole lot changes in the Resident Evil franchise. Like gameplay wise, they're all very similar, and the only ones that like branched out were like the weird ones. Like, you had, like, 4 and stuff like that, changing the camera and stuff. But even then, 4 still plays relatively the same. It's got fucking tank controls. Except this time, you can aim where the barrel goes. Better, because technically you can aim up and down in a lot of the older Resi games. It's not the best looking one, though. I think Resident Evil 1 fits in... Yeah. I think Resident Evil 1 goes in B. It's not amazing, but it's not a bad game. And it is easily, like, a very influential game. Like, this is, like, a thing that, like, kicked off a lot. We are still seeing people making, to this very day, this kind of video game. You know what I mean? Like, tank controls, fixed camera angles, it's all still here. Even today, so... I think B is a good spot for RE1. What's after that? So 1996, jumping up to 1999 with Silent Hill 1. Silent Hill 1. This might be controversial. I it's kind of like comparing apples to oranges. Like, yeah, they kind of play the same, but they're not they're not identical. Like, yeah, like tank controls with fixed camera angles and inventory management and stuff like that, but there is so much more going on in Silent Hill 1 compared to Resident Evil 1. At least at the very, as far as, like, story and stuff goes. Like, Silent Hill 1 still got, like, for being a game that came out in 1999, Silent Hill 1 had a moment that, like, touched me emotionally. Like, I still think Lisa Garland is, like, the saddest fucking video game character I have ever encountered. That shit, like, still... That shit still sits with me. Not to mention, I also really like... I think the look of the game really benefits from being on the PlayStation 1 more so than anything else. Like, Silent Hill 1 has a really good look to it for being a PlayStation 1 game. Yeah. I think I think I'm comfortable with that. Ooh, that's a big jump. Okay, so... Oh, shit, I fucking jumped ahead a little bit. My bad. Technically, I should have done RE2 next. Okay, that's alright. We can do RE2 now! Ooh. RE2. It's definitely better than 1. It's definitely better than 1, but is it an S tier game? I don't know if it's an S tier game. Like, I like Resident Evil 2. There's a lot of really good stuff. Resident Evil 2 is, like, really fun. Like, the police station is such a good environment for that game. It's also just a really well, like, designed environment. But is it S tier? You know what? I'm gonna put it in S tier. The more I think about it, the more I realize that, like, there's a lot of, like, really fun stuff in 2. No, actually, no. I'm thinking about something else now, and I'm gonna put, yeah. I'm gonna put 2 in A tier. 2 goes in A tier. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. 1999. Okay, so yeah, here's you want to talk about controversial statements. I might get some flack for this one. Because here's the thing, right? 2's great. Like, I love 2. I had a really good time playing through RE2 when I did it way back, like, last year or 2 ago? I can't remember. But 3 has the sauce. Okay? There is something about 3 that just fucks, man. First off, like, I know everybody likes Claire. I know everybody likes Claire and Leon. Leon's fucking, like, he's arguably, like, the poster boy for Resident Evil, okay? But you got Jill back, right? You got Jill from the first game. Yeah, it was supposed to be a side game. It was originally supposed to be called Resident Evil Nemesis, but then they decided to slap the 3 on it afterwards. So, you've got Jill back from the first game. You've got her in what is arguably her best look. Okay? Her best look. Okay? Hang on. Just give me 1 second. This is such a fucking, like, this is a fucking design, man. I love this look for her. It's great. Does it make much sense that the game takes place in, like, September or something? Not really. Star's uniforms are classic. I get that. They are classic. But this fucks. Like, this is such a good look. She looks great in this game, man. On top of that, though, 3 lets you explore the city, which is huge. Raccoon City as, like, an environment is fucking awesome. But more than that, though, it improves on an element that 2 had that ends up being, like, a big mainstay in a lot of the other games, and it's arguably, like, one of my favorite mainstays, which is, yeah, the outdoor stuff on the streets. Hello, Ivan! Hello! Welcome! You unfortunately missed a great deal. So going back to, right, why 3 is an S tier game. 3 does something that 2 kind of failed to do, and going forward, it became, like, a big thing for the rest of the games to do. That is, it perfected Mr. X. Mr. X in Resident Evil 2 is a very interesting element, gameplay-wise, because it took, like, the Tyrant boss from RE1 and made it this kind of, like, consistent threat, right? But yeah, so Mr. X kind of comes across as this big, scary thing, right? Once you really look at him, though, he's not that scary. He shows up in, like, key specific moments, and that's it. You can run away from X, like, stupid easy. Okay? Nemesis, though? Nemesis is fucking scary, man. Like, Nemesis is fucking scary. He's, like, first of all, he just looks cool. Like, Nemesis is just a fucking cool design. Like, I don't care what anybody fucking says. Where is he? Nemesis is just a cool fucking design. Like, out of any Resident Evil boss, like, easy, like, a fucking, like, top 5 design-wise. Secondly, he's, like, fucking relentless in 3. He will chase you down. Most of the game, I'd argue, is just fighting him, which I think is kind of impressive to a certain degree. The fact that they got, like, a lot of mileage out of what should have been, like, a single boss. The fact that he's, like, the guy you fight a ton is just really cool to me. He's got big old pearly chompers. Yeah, so I'm sorry. You can call me crazy if you want, but fucking 3's an S tier game. Easy. Easy S tier game. After that, what's after that? So that's the next Resident Evil game. We didn't play that one. Ooh. 2002. When... Ah, okay, so we gotta do Silent Hill 2 next. I mean, I don't think this is gonna be a... This isn't difficult, right? Like, that doesn't shock anybody, right? Like, Silent Hill 2 is fucking perfect. It's like an amazing video game. Is it like perfect gameplay wise? Probably not, but it's perfect because of those imperfections. And you fucking cannot deny the massive cultural impact that 2 had over the gaming sphere. Like, there are still people, we are still trying to fucking capture the lightning in the bottle when it comes to 2. It did spawn Pyramid Head being a big deal in other games for no reason. Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't think it can be understated how fucking important and powerful 2 is in a lot of people's minds. Like, Silent Hill 2 came out in, what is it, 2001? Yeah, Silent Hill 2 came out in 2001. 24 years later, we are still trying to make this game again. Turns out a lot of protags also killed James's wife. That's what I'm saying, though. Like, a lot of games are just... A lot of fucking, like, survival horror games nowadays are just... like aping off of this one. It's this it all fucking comes back to 2, man. It always does. That's an easy fucking S tier game. God, Silent Hill 2 is so fucking good. The music's fucking great. Fucking the way it looks is great. All the like writing and voice acting. I don't care what anybody says. Voice acting's fucking awesome in Silent Hill 2. Okay, yeah, 2002. So 2002 gave us Resident Evil Remake. Resident Evil Remake. Oh, I mean, yeah, I mean, most of the games did have really good music because it's fucking Yamaoka doing it. Remake is so good. Yeah, right? That is kind of crazy to think. That being said, though, this is one of the best. This is easily one of the best. This is... Resident Evil Remake is like the gold standard for remakes. Like, it improves upon so much. Not just visually, but like gameplay wise too. Like RE1 remake is so fucking fun to play. So fun to play. And the changes that they do make to like the story and stuff are so good. Oh god, what's her name? Is it Lisa? Is the monster's name Lisa? That's like the most fucking fucked up thing. Yeah, Lisa Trevor. Lisa Trevor is like one of the most like depressing like monsters I've ever come across in a Resident Evil game. That's really funny because Silent Hill 1 also had a fucked up character named Lisa. There's something about Lisas, man. There's fucked up chicks. They're just fucked up. I don't know. I don't make the rules around here. I just enforce them. Yeah, no, fucking... Remake is so good. Like, visually, it blows my mind that they did this. Like, for a GameCube game, Remake is such a good-looking game. it borders on being like a fucking piece of artwork. I mean, it is a piece of artwork. It's just fucking good. Yeah, no, easy S tier. That's easy. Not even a question. God, I kind of want to play Remake again. I had a couple moments where I was like, just in my off time, rated M for Lisa. Honestly, probably. Lisa's really... Her character's, like, really fucked up. I had a couple times, like, in the past few months where I was looking at Remake, just sitting there, and I was like, God, I kind of want to play that again. It's so fucking good. It's so fun. So that was 2002. No, okay, so that means Silent Hill. Wow, okay, yeah, so we're going to Silent Hill 3 next. Oh, this is Silent Hill 3. How do I feel about Silent Hill 3? I don't think it's B tier. No, I don't think it's B tier. No. Silent Hill 3 is a mood. There's something about it. It's very like I'm just setting it there. Silent Hill 3 is very like Y2K in a lot of ways. It's got like a Y2K vibe to it for some reason. Like, I think it's Heather. I think a lot of the game is carried by how likable Heather is. I don't know if it's an S tier game though. Like, I really like 3. I think it's a fucking great game. I don't know if it's S tier though. This is a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be. Like, it's a... It might be S tier. I think it's S tier. I'm thinking of that moment in 3 when you find the machine gun. Because you go down a hallway and you round the corner and it's just a fucking wall riddled with like fucking bullet holes and there's just blood everywhere, but there's nobody there, and it's like, it is... I have never seen a moment in a video game that shows like next to nothing and is simultaneously one of the most violent images I've ever seen. Like, that moment is so fucking wild, and it's never explained. There is no explanation for that. It's just where you find the machine gun. But, like, the way they present it to you is so fucking good, man. Oh, God. Ugh. Fuck it, yeah, you know what? I think Silent Hill 3 is an S tier game. I do. I think it's an S tier game. It's a really fucking good game. Also, it's probably got my favorite opening song. The opening song to Silent Hill 3 is really fucking good. It's so good, I put it on my Spotify playlist. Like, I just listen to that song occasionally. Like, it's just a fucking good song. Yamaoka fucking cooked for that one. So that's 3. What happens? Oh, okay. So cool. We're still going on with Silent Hill. We're jumping into Silent Hill 4: The Room. 4 is weird. Like, I like 4. I really like 4. I actually really like 4 probably more than most people do. Oh, no, it's not S tier. Oh, God, it's not S tier. But I don't think it's, like, low on the list either. Like, for being a game that's, like... Yeah, it has a lot of good shit in it. Like, I really like... Out of any of the other ones after this point, because after this one, it's, like, kind of downhill. After this, but this one, though, it's the only one that tried to do different things and was arguably successful with it. Like, I like the idea of the room. I like the idea of the room itself. I think it's kind of neat. I really like the otherworld segments. I really like the otherworld segments because they're very, like, visually distinct. They're not like the ones in the previous games, like in 1, 2, and 3. There's something like successful in what it was trying to... I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that far. It's not successful. Like, so some of the shit with the room is like you gotta remember, this is on the Xbox, okay? So going back and forth between the room and the other world is tedious as fuck. Like, it's really tedious. That being said, though, there's something there. There's a neat idea there. And there's also, I really like, some of the cutscenes have, like, a weird, creepy, like, found footage quality to them that I really like. The whole game's just kind of got an atmosphere to it that I really can't place. There's only a couple downsides. Like, I don't like Henry as a protagonist. I think I would have been much happier with Eileen as a playable character instead. Something about her is just more likable than Henry. I would be happy putting it in B or A. It's just because she can hit people with a chain. Yes, that is exactly the reason. It's because she can hit people with a chain. 100%. It's not... Yeah, while dealing with a busted arm. It's not on the same level as Resident Evil 1. It's not an S tier game, so I'm going to put it at A. I'm going to put it at A. I think I'm comfortable with that. A lot of people give 4 a lot of slack. Or not slack, a lot of, like a lot of shit. And I don't really get it. Like, it's not, like, a terrible game. It's just different. That's really the best way to describe it. It's just different. So 4... 2005. Oh. We're going to the goat. We're going to the goat. Where are you? You're hiding somewhere down here. There you are. We're going to the goat. Resident Evil 4. Chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. The everything. Everything. Resident War Crimes with Leon. Yes. Everything about 4 is fucking perfect. Okay? You want to talk about games that decided to, like, be weird? Like, here's the thing. You could argue that 4 was, like, the decline from traditional survival horror into, like, the action horror genre, which eventually almost killed the franchise. That being said, though, holy fuck, 4 is so fucking fun. 4 is such a good game. everything about it fucking rocks. Like, all the environments are great. All the fucking characters are awesome. Fucking, it plays so well. All of the fucking, it's just good. It was a risky move, right? Like, it was risky, because here's the thing, right? I'm not showing all of them, because I obviously there's games I haven't played, but you have to remember, okay? So, after 3 came out in 1999. RE4 came out in 2005. Between 99 and 2005, they made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 other Resident Evil games. They made 9 other Resident Evil games with varying levels of success. A lot of them were like weird ports and stuff like that, but like some of those games weren't good. Like some of them were dead aim and shit like that, and like the Outbreak Files, which was also kind of experimental. So like in a lot of ways, this one took like, they're like, okay, we gotta do something different. Times are changing. We need something different. Crazy to think that this was potentially almost Devil May Cry. No, sorry, Devil May Cry was almost this. You had it on the Wii. My brother, that is like the worst way to play this game because it's too easy. Still, it's like a fun game though. It's a good game. Fucking 4 is a fucking fantastic game. Fucking 2005. Jesus Christ. What even came out? Oh no. Where is he? There he is. Oh shit. Silent. Don't do whatever you're doing. It's not good. Origins is not good. It's like really bad. Dumbest protagonist in Silent Hill history. Yeah, you heard it here first, folks. Okay. How bad is it? That's the question we have to figure out. It takes place before the first game, so yeah, it's technically like the origin. But even then, like, we'll figure out who that Travis kid is one day. I don't like Origins because it does a lot of really stupid shit. Like, a lot of really stupid shit. It does a lot of stupid shit with its gameplay, and it does a lot of really egregious dumb shit with its story. Like a lot of the things they do with this. I don't think you were here for this one. The playthrough's up on YouTube, but I don't think you were present for this one. I dislike almost every single change they made for the story. Like every single change they made. Like, I don't like what they did with Dahlia. I don't like what they did with Lisa. That is like the funniest thing I've ever said. You're coming with me, little chicken nugget kid. She was all crispy and begging to die. Oh, fuck. I don't like the breakable weapons. Like, whoever's idea that was a fucking idiot. I don't think it's the worst one, though. I think it's gonna sit comfortably at D. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a D game. It's a dumb game. Yeah. God, it's so bad. I love Travis. But only because he's a fucking idiot. Like, there's something so fucking funny about a fucking Silent Hill protagonist just punching Silent Hill monsters. He's like American Trucker Man, and I respect the shit out of that. It's the only thing keeping it from being an F tier game. That was 2007. Oh god. Oh god. Ooh, that's a tiny image. Tiny baby JPEG. Silent Hill Homecoming. I don't know how to feel about this one. Because, on one hand, it's also not a very good game. Witcher 3 has technically breakable weapons, but you can also repair them at the blacksmith or with items, and that's when breakable weapons works. I love the idea of a feature that sometimes works. Like breakable weapons, that's funny. Silent Hill 4 is weird because it's not a good game, but out of any of like the bad Silent Hill games, I'd argue it's the most playable. Like, it's the one that's easiest to play. On top of that, I had a really good time laughing my ass off at it. Not with it, at it. Because it's just a dumb video game. It's, like, really dumb. Where is it? It's right here. I'm tempted to put it in B. I don't think it deserves that, though. I think it might go into C. Even though it's really funny. But oh my god, is it bad. Like, I've never seen a video game that's more like, we designed this to be a different game, and then head office came and it was like, hey, you're making a Silent Hill game now. But what? Huh? Yeah, buddy, you're making a Silent Hill game now, so all of this? Yeah, you're gonna turn into Silent Hill. But different idea, no. We need more pachinko machines. Konami said, with a massive boner. It's going in C. Yeah. That's the only respectable decision I can make. It's gotta go in C. I think it's out of all of the bad Resident Evil games, it's the best. What's after that one? Oh, we have 2 that came out in 2009. We're still talking about Silent Hill, so we may as well just go with, where is it? Shattered Memories. I really like Shattered Memories. I really like Shattered Memories. I think it's a very cute, quaint game. Is it amazing at what it does? Not particularly. But is it fun? Absolutely. It's got a lot of really good moments in it. like coloring the house. Oh my god. Coloring the house was so good. That was amazing. I loved it. All of like the psychological bullshit it does is just great. It's got problems though. It's got problems, and a lot of those problems stem from it trying to be. It really reminds me of 4 in a lot of ways. Like Silent Hill 4, I mean. But I don't think it's up there. It made Harry potentially a big freak. Absolutely. Sex-crazed Harry is a mood. With his fucking Hawaiian shirt and shit. I don't think it's like on the same level as 4. I think it's a solid B tier game. Yeah, that's I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. I like a good Wii game with waggle. I love waggle controls. Give me that shit. And Silent Hill Shattered Memories is a waggle game. It's also a very good-looking game. For being a Wii game, I think that might be the best-looking Wii game like they ever made. That and... oh god, what's it called? What's the Dead Space one called? Is it Isolation? Extraction. Dead Space Extraction is also like a very good-looking Wii game. Mario Galaxy is like, don't get me wrong, like the Wii excelled at doing like very like artistic looking games, like games with a very heavy art style. Silent Hill Shattered Memories doesn't have like a very cartoony art style. It just has a normal looking people, and in that regard, it's a really good looking game. Like, for a game that, like, for a console that's, like, whole strength is, like, cartoony fucking looks and shit, it's great looking. Exactly. So, yeah, it's going there. Released the same year... is... Resident Evil 5. I don't... I don't have a whole lot of strong feelings for 5. Probably, because a lot of people, I think, for a lot of a certain generation, I think 5 might be like their first Resident Evil game. Not to mention the co-op aspect probably made this game really fun for like young boys at like sleepovers and stuff like that. So I actually have a very easy time believing that 5 could potentially be somebody's favorite Resident Evil game. Here's the thing, I do not think this is a bad game. I don't think 5 is a bad game in a lot of ways. It's unfortunate, it's very much a product of its time and placement, because we're now getting into a point where multiplayer is becoming a big component in a lot of games. We're shifting away from survival horror now. We're not doing survival horror anymore. We're doing more action stuff. And on top of that, this is also the year of the piss filter. Like, fucking... This was that stretch of period where video games just were colored yellow. For almost no reason. There's a mod for 5 on PC that removes the piss filter. It's actually kind of crazy how much color is in the game when you remove all of the piss. It's kind of nuts. I would never remove the piss though. The piss filter has a special place in my heart. Because Metal Gear Solid 3 has a piss filter. Deus Ex has a piss filter. Deus Ex probably has like the most egregious piss filter in any game. Like any game. Exactly. If you fucking just like put it into a compress, it would just like burst like a fruit gusher with piss. With that being said, it doesn't hit the same. It really doesn't hit the same as like 4 does. Like even playing it by yourself, it doesn't have the same. It doesn't have the sauce. It's lacking something. I think I gotta put it in 5. Or 5. I think I gotta put it in C. I think it's a C tier game. I would never remove the piss. I wouldn't! I wouldn't, because it's an artistic decision, you know? Like that was a choice they made, you know? And it had a certain look and appeal to it. Like, Metal Gear Solid 3 has it. Metal Gear Solid 3 has it to such a degree that the remake that's coming out has a camera filter mode to put the piss filter back in. If you want to play the remake of Metal Gear Solid 3 with the piss filter, you absolutely can. Like, it's an important part to making the game look the way it looks. Yes, artistic! Artistic! It's art! It's piss! On top of that, I still feel really uncomfortable playing 5 at some points, because hoo boy, running around Africa and just shooting a ton of black people does not feel fun. Like, it just fucking doesn't. On top of that, there's that whole fucking message you can find. Yeah, you're just mowing down Africans. It's so uncomfortable. There's a part where you can find a note because hang on, where is she? I have her picture right here. This is the game that introduced Jill's second best look. And it's like, what happened to Jill Valentine? Why does she look like this now? Why is she some sort of strange fucking... That's awful. Fucking Jill shows up and she's like some sort of like blonde-haired, blue-eyed superhuman. And it's like, why does she look like that? And there's a note you can find that's like, ah, yes, we tested out our super soldier serum on Jill Valentine. It made her skin whiter, her hair blonde, and it changed the color of her eyes. Yeah, and she's also a superhuman now. She's fucking unstoppable. She doesn't age. Yikes. No fucking thanks. If they were gonna do that, they should have just made Wesker like outright racist. Like I fully think that if they were gonna go that route, they should have just gone hard into the paint and just made Wesker like a screaming racist. He already kind of dresses like a Nazi in 5. So fucking just go for it. Go full ham. Why not? Then it's a game about fucking killing Nazis. We're killing a specific Nazi. Just one. Just one super Nazi. What's next? Oh, god damn it. No, don't make me talk about that. God. Oh, wait. They're getting... Yeah, they came out the same... These came out the same year? Oh, God. Well, we're talking about Resident Evil. We're still talking about Resident Evil, so we may as well talk about fucking... fucking 6. With its fucking giraffe getting a blowjob fucking box art. Man, 6 is a fucking video game. Like, Resident Evil 6 is fucking awful. And yet, okay. Everything about 6 that people say that it deserves is true. Absolutely true. Like, it's just not good. There is an argument to be made, however, especially the same thing with 5, right? That the game's really fun when you play it with somebody else. Because both of these games are, like, very heavily focused on multiplayer. There's multiplayer aspects in both of them that are very prevalent. I'd argue more so with this one than with 5. I might have to change 5's position. I might have to change 5's position, because here's the thing, right? Oh god, I don't know. That's what I'm saying, though. That's what I was about to say, though. Like, the game should still be fun on its own, and Resident Evil 6 is not fun. It has moments. It has moments of being fun. Right? It does. It's got some fun moments. I'm struggling to remember what they are, though. This one out of any of them, though, was really egregious for, like, just dumb decisions. Are they on the same level, though? Like, is 5 and 6 on the same level? I don't want to put 5 higher up because I don't think it deserves that. But I don't think 6 is a C. Oh god, is it a D? Oh, Lord Jesus Christ. I think it might be... I don't think it's that bad, though. What pissed me off, okay, was playing through the game and coming to the realization that the person that I was playing as wasn't the fun option. Because there's always a second person you're playing with, like, throughout every single campaign of the game. It's also a really long game too. Like 6 is fucking ridiculously long. Multiple times while I was playing 6, I kept finding moments where I was like, oh wait, the other character has, like, a cooler weapon than me. Like, I can't remember what her name is, but when you're playing as Leon, God, what's the FBI chick's name? Or the Homeland Security chick? I can't remember what her name is. But she gets, like, a double-barreled, like, sawed-off shotgun, and you don't? And I was like, huh. That's... okay. Whatever. Then when you play as fucking, Chris, you're joined with Pierce. Good boy Pierce. Everybody, we love Pierce in this channel. Towards the end of the game, Pierce turns into, like, a fucking bioelectric monster, and he gets, like, a fucking rail cannon super monster mega arm for, like, the last bit of the game. And I'm like, I want to play with that. Why can't I play with a super cool bioelectronic mega fucking monster rail cannon arm? I have to play as fucking Chris Redfield fucking punching boulders. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Player 2 gets that. The player 2 options in 6 are cooler than the player 1 options. It's like playing a fighting game and the player 2 character skin is cooler than the player 1 character skin. It's like, what were you... why? Why? The only exception I can think of is, like... God, what the fuck is his name? Jake Wesker? Wesker's son? Like, his alternate weapon thing is that he just punches dudes, and that's kind of cool. You know, we respect a guy who punches monsters to death. But on the other hand, playing as Sherry would have been really fun, because Sherry is like a Resident Evil 2 character. Which, that's just great. Also, I think she's like invincible. No, this is a perfectly comfortable spot for me. Yeah. Yeah, 6 deserves to be a D-spot game. It's not the worst. I've played far worse. That was for character. That was for character and intelligence. We respect the motherfucker for punching monsters. It's not the smartest thing to do. As a regular P2 as a child while playing video games with her brother, I support it. It's insane to me how long that game is too. I don't respect... I don't like a game that doesn't respect my time in any way, shape, or form. And so Resident Evil 6 does not respect my time. 2012, so that means we're finally here. Fucking Christ. We're now at Downpour. Downpour's fucking bad. Like this is not even a difficult fucking thing. It's an F tier game. Downpour is so fucking bad that I don't think I will ever touch it again. Like, never again. Fighting monsters in this game is a chore. It's so fucking aggravating. I've never been more frustrated in my life playing this fucking game. The story doesn't make any fucking sense, especially with the fucking ending I got. Like, what? What? Huh? It's the story was only confusing because of the ending I got. Like, that's the only reason that game's confusing. It's like, what the fuck does that mean? Why? On top of that, like, it's just... I don't like any of the monsters. I don't like... It has side quests. Like, they expected you to be so invested in this. They'd be like, oh, you're going to want to, like, explore the whole town and find all the neat things that are lying within Silent Hill. And it's like, no! No, motherfucker, no! I don't! I really don't! It's awful! It also has breakable weapons. Like fucking Origins had. It has the ick. Like, playing it gives ick. Like, I don't like it. It's bad. So in F it goes. It tried to RPG too close to the sun. Kind of. Yeah, kind of. Oh, wait, hang on. Oh, it just occurred to me. It just occurred to me. I think I skipped the game. I did skip a game. I forgot to download one. Hang on. I completely forgot that I didn't add this to my list. Yeah, we'll talk about Zero before we move on. Fucking... Resident Evil 0 is like the biggest steaming pile of dog shit I have ever experienced in my life. Like, out of any... You'll notice, so far the lowest Resident Evil game has been 6. That's about to change. Because I fucking hate Resident Evil 0. Like, I fucking hate Resident Evil 0. It is so bad. It sucks. This is the train one, yeah. Okay. The beginning of this game is so good. The beginning of the game is so good. All the shit on the train is awesome. Exactly. Exactly. I think I said this while I was playing through it too. 0 was really kind of like weird and experimental. Came out in 2002. A lot of the DNA in this one can kind of be seen in like 5 and 6. Like they learned like the wrong lessons from this one. Like it is an easy fucking F tier game. Oh my god. Fucking, like, again, the train segment's great. The train is awesome. Unfortunately, the whole game does not take place on the train. The minute you get off the train, it becomes a shitty game. Like, the problems are immeasurable, okay? Fucking, the decision to get rid of the item box, okay, cool, that's fine, I guess. But now, like, you what do you mean one of the characters can't heal himself? What do you... Well, so a lot of them had crafting to an extent, like you mix herbs and shit together. No, this one had it so that only one character could mix herbs. If I was doing an intelligence joke tier list, like with Resident Evil guys, like I did with fucking Silent Hill, Billy Cohen would be so far at the bottom, you need a flashlight and a map to find him. Like, what do you mean? He can't mix herbs together. Chris Redfield could mix herbs together, and Chris can't do math. Chris can't do math! On top of that, it's just kind of fucking annoying to play. Like, the fucking monkeys. Travis, dude makes Travis look like Harry. Yeah, that's actually really good. Well, no, because the idea, so the idea was supposed to be that, because you play as two characters. You play as Billy Cohen and you play as Rebecca Chambers. And Rebecca's in Resident Evil 1. Rebecca's a medic. So the idea was supposed to be, oh, let's make the medic the one that can mix the herbs together. Chris isn't a medic. He's a member of STARS. Sure. But he can't do fucking math. It's a fucking annoying game to play. I despise it. Which is a shame because I think it's one of the prettiest games. Like, I'm serious. Like, 0 is a good-looking game. It's, like, fucking gorgeous. All of the pre-rendered backgrounds are, like, immaculate. There's a pre-rendered background for when you're on top of the train while it's still moving. And it's, like, magic, man. Like, it's beautiful. Like, I'm stunned. It's a shame that it's just a bad game. Fucking lame-ass shit. Billy Cohen's so dumb he can't mix mac and cheese together. Yo mama's so dumb. How dumb is she? Yo mama's so dumb that she looks like fucking Billy Cohen. God damn. Oh, fuck. Okay, so I missed... Yeah, so I caught up with 0. Okay, now we're all caught up. Just did 6. And Downpour, which came out the same year. Bad year for survival horror games. Jesus. Ooh. Yeah, exactly. That's what you had to do. ...2014 with PT. E.T. I'm gonna try and not look at it with like rose-tinted glasses and just kind of like be a little bit more objective. In as much as it's trying... I feel like that when you don't get the full experience with it, though. No, it was a full experience. Like, sure, it was a teaser for something, but there was a full beginning, middle, and end there. Like, it was a short little package. You got what you needed to get out of it. That being said, though, what it set out to do... I had the Unreal version, but I have played the original version. And I'm basing it off of that. What it set out to do, it succeeded at. Right? Which was being scary as fuck. Like, it's fucking scary. Okay? I don't care who you are or what you say. PT was fucking spooky, man. I feel like some of the puzzle stuff was a bit obtuse, though. Like, I felt like it was a little bit up its own ass. Influential? Yes. Good looking? Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Like, it was so influential. Like, if you look at most indie games nowadays, like, most of them are just aping this. Not just in terms of gameplay style, but also look, because the way it looked was also really fucking like, whoa. And no piss filter, which is strange considering it was Kojima. I don't think it's an S tier thing. I don't. Truthfully, I don't think it was an S tier thing. Do I? Because considering when this came out, there's not enough of it for S tier. But that's what I'm saying. That's the thing, though, right? With how little there is, like, this was like a small stone being dropped in a bucket and making like a tsunami. You think it's an S tier? It's either A or S tier. That's a good point. That's a really good point. That's also the thing, too. It's also just really different from the other ones. Like, it's almost impossible. There's almost, like, this weird mythological armor around it that, like, deflects everything. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna be a basic bitch and just say it's an S tier. Yeah. Even though there's no telling what it could have been when it finally got made, what we got, man, was fucking wild. Exactly. It's crazy to think that this came out 11 years ago. Insane. Ooh, next up we've got let's you know what, let's change the music. There we go.
Select your hero.
Yeah, some Marvel vs. Capcom. Next up, just repeat us. Next is it's not Silent Hill, Resident Evil 7. I don't think it can be understated how much this kind of like saved the franchise. Yeah, like this, you know what it kind of feels like? I don't think it's the same to the same extent, but it almost feels like what happened with 4. I think that's because I forced you to sit down and play it. This feels a lot like what 4 did for the franchise. Like 4 came out. Oh, Jack? Yeah, right? Like 4 changed the franchise in such a pivotal way that it basically shaped the games afterwards to follow. And this kind of did the same thing too. I don't think it's as good as 4, but I still really like it. Like, it's got its own thing going on, which is kind of nuts. Like, it's a first-person shooter. It's going back to like Resident Evil 1 roots with like a big mansion. You gotta go around solving puzzles and shit. The Bakers are great enemies. Jack is great. Marguerite's great. Fucking. Plus, playing it in VR was fucking awesome. What if you were just a guy? I think it's an A tier game. Honestly, I think it's an A tier game. I don't think it's an S tier, because a lot of people didn't like the molded, and I can kind of see where they're coming from, because it's just one enemy. But then again, like a big focus of it was more focused on the family members than it was the molded. On top of that, it's fucking spooky, man. Like, I remember the first time I played this, it scared the shit out of me. Like, it's fucking tense. Yeah. Not to mention, this one also had, like, a really crazy, like, hyped up demo thing. Because it started off as a demo called Kitchen. And people didn't know what the fuck it was, and then they dropped that it was gonna be for Resident Evil 7, and like there were so many smart decisions behind this one. Like, yeah, no, dude, like 7's a fucking fantastic game. Again, also the fact that it was playable in VR probably really helped. What's after 7? Because Silent Hill doesn't have fucking anything. Yeah, I guess we're going with fucking... Ooh! Ooh! Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh. The good shit. The good shit. Oh, man. 2 fucking slaps, man. I fucking love Resident Evil 2 Remake. It's insane that Resident Evil 1 Remake was like, whoa, this is fucking insane. And then they did it again with 2. 2 is so fucking good. Like, it blows my mind how good 2 is. Ah, is it... It's an S tier. Easily, it's an S tier. Like, it's not even a joke. Like, 100%. The way that game looks, the way it plays, the way it feels. Fucking, I remember when this game was coming out, everybody was going apeshit over the zombie physics. Like, people were going bananas over the fact that you could, like the dismemberment system in this was nuts at the time. It really fucking made zombies feel like fucking zombies are supposed to feel in fiction. On top of that, like, Mr. X is like the scariest fucking thing. Like just wandering around the police station, and you just hear his big heavy ass fucking thumping somewhere in this building was nerve-wracking. Such a good game. Oh my god. And not even that, it didn't cut corners. It changed a couple things, sure, but it didn't cut corners. And I really, really respect that. Oh man, I played the shit out of this when it came out. So good. On top of that, oh, can I just gush about one of the best decisions this game made? Hang on. Okay. One of the best decisions this game made, you can kind of tell that the people making this were, like, in love with the franchise, because one of my favorite details they did was one of the skins you can get for this game. When they were making Resident Evil 2, like the original Resident Evil 2, they didn't have Claire Redfield. They had this character whose name is Elza Walker. She was originally going to be like the main character, and she was supposed to be like a professional motorcyclist. I love the fact that one of the skins you can get for Claire in this game is the Elza Walker skin. It's so cool, man. I love this shit so much, and it looks good too. Yeah, no, 2's an S tier. 2 is an easy S tier. Did they just jump right into? Yeah, they did too. They did too. Unfortunate. Resident Evil 3 Remake, or 3-make as I like to call it, it kind of fucking sucks. Like, it kind of fucking sucks. I kind of see what you're saying. Kind of. It's a shame that 3 kind of blows ass. Because 2 is so good. Like, it's really good. But 3 is lacking severely in many departments. I've had this thought a lot, and I think I've said this before, but it's interesting the way their respective games kind of fucked up. So, you've got Original 2, right? Original 2 introduces X. X isn't very scary when you really break it down to brass tacks. He's just not. 3 comes out. We get Nemesis. Nemesis is fucking scary. And he fucking chases you around everywhere. Right? Years go by. Resident Evil 2 Remake comes out. Fixes X. X is now scary. X follows you everywhere. Not everywhere, but everywhere. Wild. Remake comes out. He fucking functions like X does in the original 2. Like, he's not scary. He only shows up once in a while. And on top of that, this game cuts corners. Like, there is stuff in this... Sorry, there's stuff that's in the original 3 that's not in the remake. Like, they just skipped over a ton of shit. When I was playing original 3, like, many years ago, I was shocked to learn how much was just missing from the remake. Like, there's, like, entire sections of this game that are just gone. It's insane. Oh, yeah, no, it's a C. It's not bad. Like, it doesn't play bad. The dodge actually functions like it's supposed to. The dodge 3 doesn't really work all that well. But it's just, it's like comparing, because it came out, did 3 come out like a year after? Yeah, it literally came out the very next year. Like, we were soaring up here, and then 3 just went right down here. It's so sad. And then we got... Oh, yeah, then we got Village. Now, listen. Okay? I see her down there. She's right down over there. I see her poking her head up. S tier. I hesitate to put it into S tier. I do hesitate to put it into S tier. As much as I love her, hang on, okay? As much as I love her, and I do love her, she's perfect in every conceivable way. she is... She is the thing that got this game off of shelves. It's okay to be wrong. I don't know if I'm comfortable putting it an S tier though. Like, it's good. Like, I really like it. Like, I really like it. Like, 7's fucking awesome. It's basically like an homage to 4. In a lot of ways, it's an homage to 4. But I don't know if it's as good as 4. even with like, with, you know, literal goddess perfection. Like, look at her, she's beautiful, she's perfect. I don't know if it... it's not a B tier game, no. It's an A tier or it's an S tier. I don't know if it goes into S, though. Yeah, the rest of the game is really cool, too. I think a lot of people were really sad that she wasn't a main focus. Like, you're only in Castle Dimitrescu, like, for a little chunk of the game. But I respect that, because it does a lot of other fun stuff, too. Like, if anything, the weakest part of that game is Moreau. Like, easily the weakest part of that game is Moreau. But even then, I don't even think Moreau's that bad. Like, Heisenberg's castle is fucking awesome. Yeah, Neil Newbon as fucking Heisenberg rocks. And then there's the fucking house with the baby. No, it's an S tier game. It's an S tier game. Yeah, alright. It's S tier. It's S tier! You talked me into it. Did 4 come out before, or... It did, okay. That puts us to... Resident Evil 4 Remake. It's really good. Like, it's really good. I don't think it's on the same level as the original, though. The original... Like, don't get me wrong. For me, it's missing a lot of the tone. Like, I think the tone of 4, like original 4, makes up a lot of the heavy lifting. That being said, I still think Remake 4 is really good. Like, it's really good. The knife parrying, all the fucking, the wrestling shit's still there. It actually improves one of the boss fights, if I'm being perfectly honest. The fucking, the Salazar fight in Remake 4 is better than the one in original 4. I can't, in good justice, put it at an S tier, though. It's missing... It's juicy, but it's not juicy enough. You catch my drift? And that leaves us with, finally... the short message. Holy fuck. The short message. It's so bad. Like, it's not even like, I can't even like... The short message is so fucking bad. Like, holy fuck, is it terrible. Like, I've never seen... I think it's kind of impressive how bad it is. Like, it looks good, but that's most games that come out. I can't even give it points for being free. Because that confuses me. I don't get why it was free. Like, they could have charged money for this. I would have been more pissed, but they didn't, so I guess cool? I don't get it. It's got a message that's very muddled and confusing. Like, it's got, like, the idea behind the message is solid. It's just the way they told it was fucking terrible. All of the dialogue is, like, really bad. The voice acting isn't good. Like, it's very anime. I think Steven said that at one point. Like, all the voice acting was very, like, but, no, It was like, it was a lot of that, and it just fucking was kind of funny. I think the only saving grace was that it was free. Like, that's literally the only positive thing, other than that it looks good. It was free. You can't be mad at a free video game. I beg to differ. I beg to differ, good sir. Really, you think? Oh yeah, I guess kind of. Yeah, I think it was more trying to like ape PT than anything, but I'm just looking at this to see if I want to change anything. And Kyle isn't even there. Yeah, exactly. We miss Kyle. We miss Kyle. I just want to see if I want to like change anything around. If I have any like. No, I think I'm pretty happy with this. The one, yeah. Yeah. I think I'm pretty okay with this decision. Yeah. So, there it is. At the top, in the S tier, we've got Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, Silent Hill 2, Resident Evil Remake, Silent Hill 3, Resident Evil 4, PT, Resident Evil 2 Remake, and Resident Evil Village. And all the way at the bottom, smelly like garbage, is Silent Hill Downpour, Resident Evil 0, and Silent Hill The Short Message. Woof. Fucking yikes. God damn, my brother in Christ. How did you fuck up this badly?